Alright guys, finally, I have not made a vlog in a little bit, but finally I'm going to get back to this right now. We are finally on the day of the PC build being built, and now I'm going on a grand adventure right now to go get the rest of the parts, which is the PSU, the SSD, the other SSD I'm actually getting, the GPU, and the CPU. I'm getting an RM850X. I'm going to get a Samsung EVO Plus 2TB SSD. I'm going to get a i7 14700K, and then I'm also going to get a 5070 Ti graphics card. I'll probably explain like another video on like why I'm getting those things, but the day is finally here. Basically, it's finally time after all of the months and technically the years of trying to build this thing. It's finally coming to an end, and I am super anxious to get this done. I'm like so ready for this damn PC build and for my life to actually do something good for once. So I'm going to take you guys on this little adventure. I'm going to be visiting a friend after I actually go get the parts though. So after I do that, I'm just going to go on in and just go back to the house. Can you shut up, Siri? I'm going to go on ahead and like go back to the house and build it, and I'll probably do it like another video. This is just like the adventure and stuff like that. So yeah, now because of the fact that I'm talking right now, you know, obviously, you know, I might as well just keep talking, even though I don't really like to do all this while I'm actually driving. But I will say right now that this has been a really long time coming. I started building my PC back in April, and it was right after when I was basically trying to get my life together and stuff like that. Can you shut the fuck up? God damn, sorry. I know she's like trying to help me, but she's so loud, and I already know where I'm going. But anyway, God, can you guys even see me? Is this lighting like seriously that bad? I don't know if that even really did anything, but basically this entire PC build it's been a long journey. I've been trying to build this thing for months. I literally was trying to do food deliveries just so I could get this thing done when I didn't have a job. I was going through a whole lot of depression, mental stuff, and now being able to actually build it, it's kind of crazy. Like I got to the point like last week where I was like, oh, I guess I could finally get all the rest of the parts that I need for this thing. And wow, it's like crazy that it's actually starting to, like, it was like cloudy outside, but now it's like the sky's opening up a little bit. But yeah, like it got to the point last week where I was like, oh man, I'm actually gonna be able to build it. That's actually kind of cool, I guess. But now it's like the day of, I'm just like, oh my god, this is crazy. But yeah, it's getting to the point where I can actually build this thing, and I'm super excited. And my throat is a little hoarse right now because I haven't really talked this loud, and I've like talked directly to a camera in a little bit. But I'm just gonna do this, guys. I'm going to this place called Micro Center. Micro Center has a lot of great PC parts and stuff like that. Because buying it online and stuff like that is kind of crazy. The awesome thing about the 5070 Ti is actually I'm going to be able to basically get this thing below MSRP. So basically, the graphics card is about $750, but the one that I'm getting is about $730, and it's still like new and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. My freaking throat is insanely hoarse. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Everything else, like the CPU is only like $300. Only, that probably sounds like a lot to some other people, but it's one that usually is maybe like $400 maybe. The PSU itself is like $170, I believe, and then I think the SSD is like $100. The fuck? What the fuck was that? That actually kind of scared the shit out of me. But I think it's like 140, 130, something like that. I think it's 140. But yeah, I'm gonna be able to get this thing done. I'm gonna be able to make so many videos. I'm gonna be able to have my setup back. I'm gonna be able to make, you know, I'm gonna be able to play most games. Gonna be able to stream. gonna be able to maybe getting more into like 3D modeling and stuff. Like seriously, why is this guy's car so freaking loud? I don't understand like shit. But it's a lot of stuff because like the reason why I'm like super excited too is because I went through so much just trying to build this dang thing, and I've been wanting to build this thing since I was like 11. So the fact that I'm able to actually get this thing done now is great. So I don't want to talk too much longer. I probably talked way too much already as it is. It's already only like 5 minutes, dang. But like, I don't want to talk too much longer. I want to focus on the road. I'll see you guys back when I get to the store and we're about to buy the parts. So yeah, see ya. Guys! Woo! 5070 Ti, RMA 50X. Oh my god! Wait, where's the rest? I got a little thumb drive for Windows, and then let me see, where's the other things? Here is the SSD, and then the CPU, the i7 14700K. Guys, I'm gonna put that back in there kind of slowly because I don't want to do anything to damage that. But guys, I did it. Now, you guys might be wondering why. I gotta put this away. Actually, give me a second. You guys might be wondering, why am I wearing different clothes? Well, it's because this is a different day. I had a not good thing happen yesterday, so I couldn't actually get the parts. But now, I don't know why my camera is actually doing this, but I was able to get the parts today. It's just a day later. I didn't really lie about me getting the parts, obviously, because I just showed them all to you. Shout outs to my grandma. She helped me out. I still had to pay all of it, but you know, she just helped me out with a little thing over time, you know. But shout outs to her. I finally got all the parts. I am unfortunately not gonna immediately go home. But yes, guys, I actually finally got the parts. I'm not immediately gonna go home. I'm actually gonna go hang out with one of my friends for a bit, and then I'm gonna go home and actually just chill with my then I'm going to go home and actually build the PC build. I'm not sure exactly how long. Well, I guess I'm talking to one of my friends. This is going to be so terrible. So, I've got a good couple of things here. This is like going to be the most bootleg setup. I'm trying my light. So here's what we got, guys. We have the ROG Strix Z790A gaming Wi-Fi. You probably thought I was going to say Z. Wi-Fi 2. This is the motherboard I'm working with. I got it on top of the box. I got it on top of this other box because it's wood, which is fine, but this it's got cracks in it, so I don't want like any screws to fall off. I also have the RM850X power supply, the 5070 Ti. This is the one I went with. I'll probably explain that in another video. Got the i7 14700K for the CPU. DDR5, 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's got 6400 megahertz, pretty dang fast. We got a 2 terabyte SSD. Oh, it doesn't show it. I forgot. I actually tore it off. But this is the 2 terabyte. This is the 4 terabyte. And then I have the cooler right there. It's actually pretty simple when you actually really look at it, but I have got to do this setup, and I hope you guys actually enjoyed. So let's get started. I hope I don't blow anything up. This was a lot of money. So yeah, of course, this is like the start of the PC build, and basically now I'm just like peeling off a whole bunch of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff to peel off of the motherboard for some reason at first. I made sure, obviously, to watch videos while I was actually doing this build, of course. I didn't watch just one video, but I had to watch like a whole bunch of videos just to make sure that I was doing something that was not going to make the PC explode. You're dreading the most, the CPU part. Of course, it says hold for cam. until the next day. You know, it's cool. Satisfaction is my thing, whatever. Thank you, dude, but this is my time. So we got the Intel Core i7. Oh my god, it's just right there. They just have it in a box like that. Oh no. I was thinking like it's not gonna be like, it's gonna be under like protective wrap and stuff like that. I wasn't like throwing it around, but let's see. Okay, it's probably not really safe for me to do it like that, but I'm a little insane. All right, let's open this bad boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm actually starting to get a little nervous. I was gonna say I'm not really nervous. I'm starting to actually get nervous. That is the brain of the PC, the i7-14700K. This is one of the most important parts of a computer, and I'm definitely nervous for this. Ooh, this part, ooh, this part, ooh, this part, okay. I'm not gonna try to touch most of the board, and not gonna try to, I'm afraid of static. But here we go, we got this. Be very careful because those pins can be very sensitive, and I don't want to break it. So here we go, we got the, I'm gonna try to stop showing it to you. As you guys can see, there's the pins. I hope they're all okay. And I'm just gonna, ooh, this is, ooh, oh boy. Okay. Okay, I think we did it. All right, now we gotta apply pressure. Holy crap, we did it. Holy crap. Oh my god. All right, guys, it's time to throw this sucker away. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna be the Verge today. Okay, so I'm going to keep this somewhere safe because, you know, people will say to throw it away, and that's a really stupid idea. Do not do that. All right, so then here we go. I think now it's time for the memory. I've installed memory on my laptops before, so this should be fine, actually. So now it's time for the RAM. Let's do this. I got 2 sticks, like I said, and I already know not to do 1 and 2. I'm gonna do it in slots A2 and B2, which is 2 and 4. Whatever you want to say it is. Basically the same thing. Yeah, okay. These are actually kind of hefty too. They're also RGB at the same time. I don't want my computer to be rainbows. I hope I can just have it be blue because that's my favorite color and stuff. I'm trying to be able to like actually edit like my stuff. I'm not as actually, you know, of course I'm not that much nervous for this part considering I've done this before. What I am kind of nervous about is why did I, oh god, did y'all see that? Oh, I did not do that. Okay. Ooh, freak. Was I supposed to put that much pressure? Okay. Let's see. Wrong way. No. Wrong one. Okay, no, I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm gonna curve. Oh, freak. Oh, freak. That snapped in. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good. Let's do this other one in slot 4. Oh freak, this is actually nervous. I don't want to break this thing. I really don't. obviously. Am I supposed to do that much pressure, or? I hope I installed that right. Okay. Whew. Now I think it's time for the cooler, which is this, not an AIO, but an air cooler. It's PSU Assassin 120 SE ARGB, and hopefully I can just move this to the side. I don't know why that's there. These two fans, this box, and the cooler, or the shield, whatever. I gotta figure this out. Honestly, one of the most troubling parts, or the part that I was actually kind of anticipating the most for this build, was honestly just doing this, like turning over the motherboard and then just putting in the panel or the thing for the standoffs for the, you know, the cooler or whatever. After my last computer did what it did, I was really cautious about, like, honestly just touching a motherboard ever again in a computer, just because I know how like flimsy they can be with like static electricity and stuff like that, and bending them could be a very big problem. But honestly, you know, just putting in the back panel thing, honestly, it wasn't really all that bad. Honestly, I think it was really probably one of the most, you know, easiest parts of the build. One of the hardest parts of the build was really just putting like the heat sink, or not really the heat sink, but the fans and stuff on, which we'll get to. But yeah, obviously, during this, I was actually just not that, I wasn't really nervous, like I wasn't like dripping sweat, but I definitely was very like anticipating this entire build. I wasn't like trying to be too angsty or anything like that. I was just trying to be calm. My friend told me to get like a rag or whatever, or like a towel near me so I could like wipe it off. And I'm thinking about it now, that probably would have generated some static electricity, but I wasn't really sweating like that anyway, and I was completely fine, so I didn't have to actually use it. But definitely was very cautious about, you know, just touching certain things on the build and all that stuff. But honestly, I was feeling like at this point, like, oh man, this is really easy. Like blue for Intel, gotta put the things for the standoff there. I think I thought at first it wasn't actually going all the way through, because I was like, wow, do you really just have to like hope for the best and hope that these blue things can actually hold, or on these like standoff things, and then screw the things in? And yeah, it will actually help. It will actually stay. It's just it was, again, this was my first time. All right, it's time for the actual cooler part. I installed the brackets. That was actually the part I was dreading the most, I'm gonna be honest here. So now it's time for the actual heat sink. I think that's what this is, or the actual cooler part. It's also nice kind of outside, so it's in a cool environment, as you guys can see. Please peel off this label, it says. Please do that. Apparently there's a lot of people who don't do that, and I'm not going to be one of those people. Alright guys, it's time for the dreaded thermal paste. This actual cooler does come with some thermal paste already in it, so that's cool, awesome, thank you. But now it's time for the dreaded part. Now, I don't know if I really want to do this while holding the camera, but I hope I can just get that in there. Zoom in as much as I can. I'm gonna do an X. Some people do a P size, some people do other things. I'm gonna do an X because Xbox, I don't know. This is actually kind of nerve-wracking. God, okay. Do people literally do this? God, this is, woo, okay, okay. All right. Let's see. Why is nothing coming out?
That's what she said.
What? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure this comes with thermal paste. What is going on? Are you freaking serious? I didn't unscrew the cap. Wow. So actually a little bit came out already. Freak me. All right, guys, let's do this. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out. Oh God. Oh God. Oh no. Oh Jesus. I'm about to get a reward for this. Oh shit. Do y'all see that? I think that's good. I'm just gonna hope for the best. And now I'm putting on the heatsink on that weird excuse for thermal paste that I put on my board. Honestly, doing the heatsink part was really easy. I mean, honestly, all you gotta do is make sure that it's leveled and just don't like really bend it. That's actually what I was really afraid of. Like I was actually kind of scraping a little bit, of course. Like as you can see, I went back and then I went forward and then went back. It really wasn't that difficult, but I honestly was just trying to keep it leveled and stuff like that, not trying to like bend anything. But this was honestly really, really easy. All right, guys, looks like we actually installed both the CPU and the cooler. I hope I didn't break anything. I hope there wasn't too much thermal paste. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. Oh God, my chin hit the freaking pins. What wasn't easy about doing this build was putting on the fans, and that's what I'm going to kind of explain in this. Because I'm not sure how good of a job I actually did in the video in terms of explaining this. But honestly, putting on the fans was actually a little bit of a challenge, because while the heatsink actually sits fine on the board, the fans themselves actually kind of worked a little bit of a weird way. As you can see, the left fan that you can see that's actually sitting on top of the I/O or whatever that is. I don't know if that, I know the I/O is the stuff on the back, but that is actually sitting on top of that, that thing for the I/O, and it is kind of making it so that it's actually pushing out a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's actually not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be completely leveled, all that stuff. The heatsink is supposed to be leveled with the fans. At least that's how it looks in like diagrams and stuff like that. And I actually ended up moving that. I didn't want to put that over the I/O. Of course, this first attempt, I actually just put it over the I/O and then put it over this other fan. And I honestly just kept it like that. But honestly, just with how everything was, I didn't really understand how everything was going to go, because obviously the fans also have cables, and I had to figure out where the cables were actually going to go. And so that's why I actually took off the fans again, and then I had to kind of twist them around and stuff like that, because I didn't know again like where they were actually going to go, and I didn't want to have like any real cable issues or anything like that. This is definitely like the hardest part of the build. Well, one of the hardest parts of the build. I'm not even lying. Like, this fan stuff was honestly really getting on my nerves, and even towards the end of this build, you'll probably be like really questioning, like, what did I even do to solve this? Because if you put the fan on the other side and you don't put it on the edge of the I/O, then it goes on top of the RAM sticks. And so the RGB, will not be there, or it will be there, but it will be behind the fan, which is going to make it hard to see. But that might not be too much of a problem. As you guys can see here, I'm actually doing that exact idea.
But obviously, you know, I wouldn't know if that's going to, you know, affect the cooling of this system or if that's going to affect the RAM. But honestly, I was just doing anything that would really help or make sense.
Okay, so I took a break and now I'm chewing gum, but I'm gonna try not to be too annoying with it. Now we're gonna install the SSD. I don't really think I need a tutorial for this. I still watched one, but I just need to get this up. Hopefully this is the let's see here. Hopefully this is really as the main SSD goes, because this first SSD that I'm actually installing will be the one where it is the boot drive. Hopefully. I think you gotta push this, or for some reason I think you have to push this. No, it might not. I'm gonna have completely unscrewed it. I didn't. And let us see what we can do. Ah, yes, this is where the first SSD is going to go. So we have this 2 terabyte Samsung 99 EVO Plus SSD that was not in shot, of course. Let's see what we can do. This is going to be kind of weird, I think. I think it's going to be going this way. Weird. It's going to basically be upside down. I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't know. And we've got it. That's pretty much how you install the SSD. That's pretty simple. No screws or anything. Alright, we got one more SSD to install. We can install about 5 actually. This is the main one, the 2 terabyte one. But we can actually install about 4 more drives onto this thing. I'm only going to install 1 for now. I do have 2 other drives I actually do want to install, but I'm going to do that at a later time because I don't feel like going to get my old laptop and extracting the, getting out the, you know, the stuff. Also, I should put this heatsink back on actually. Where is the thing at? Oh, it's right here. See, look, this is the reason why you should always take a break from your builds, because then you'll have stuff like that happen. You'll be like, where the heck is everything at? And then it's literally right in your face. It's actually so ridiculous. I can't believe I did that. Honestly. Alright, as you guys can see, it's a little bit weird, but we're still getting there. I'm trying to put this heatsink back on just because of protection. I actually had my laptop and I had the heatsinks on for a couple of different components in it, and I actually left them off when I was trying to update it or something. I don't know why I did that. I also don't know why I'm talking in my British accent right now. How do you guys? Jesus! Don't know how I feel about it, but if you guys like it, I really don't mind. Anyway, so this other 4 terabyte drive is going to be very big, obviously. I just want to get this off right quick. Obviously, as you can see, there's 2 SSD, NVMe, M.2 slot SSDs, by the way. Of course, like I said, you can install it. You can probably install loads of storage. I am not going to do that. I'm going to get the main 2 drives, and I'm going to go install the other 2 drives. What's crazy though is this is the 4 terabyte drive, but it's the same exact size as the other one. That's crazy. That is so insane. Okay. Which one am I going to install it to? I think this is socket 3. This is 1. I don't know. Heatsink. Are they both 2? No, that's 2. That's 3. That's 4. It's probably 5. So we're gonna do it in this one right here. And we need SSDs for the win. I think
goes that way. It does. I'll make sure it pops out, honestly. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think that's it right there. There we go. And we lock it in there. There we go. There we go. That is both SSDs installed. Oh, I hope that didn't do anything. Well, let's see here. There we go. Install this heatsink back on, of course. I'm not going to let this be off. I'll tell you right now, it's really great, I guess. I've been hearing from lots of people, my friends and stuff, to take breaks every now and then because this can be very stressful. It doesn't have to be, of course, but I don't want to break all these parts. They are very expensive, honestly, as you guys probably know. Also, I'm sorry that I only have one camera angle, but this is just the best I can do for right now. So I hope you guys enjoy that. This is just me, a guy with not a lot of money, building his first PC. Now that takes care of the SSDs, and basically the RAM and the cooler, the CPU, all that stuff. Now it is time to put it in that bad boy, which hopefully I can do without too many hiccups, but we'll see. Alright, so apparently this is one of the least interesting aspects of the PC build. I think it's actually pretty interesting, but for the PSU part, you know, I actually have quite a bit to say. At first, I was getting all of the cords out, and I was just putting all of the cables, and I was connecting them into the PSU, of course. I was doing that because I thought that's what you would have to do with every computer, because that's just how the box comes. I think that you would have, like in most cases in boxes and stuff that you get, I just think that everything that you get, you have to use. But as it turns out, and I will actually reveal, you know, that person, my friend Ren actually was on call with me on Discord. I posted about the PC build, and they said that, hey, you know, did you want some help? And then I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, I was still doing it all by myself, of course. But when I was talking to him, you know, he said that apparently, you know, you don't actually have to use all of the cables. You only have to use a couple. I was still thinking that that's what you had to do. So of course what you're seeing here right now is I'm literally just assembling all of the cords. I'm putting every single cord in there. And I think there was like, I don't know, 8 or something, but, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And the way that I jammed it in there is so ghetto. But you only have to use about 4 cables. And I think that's the amount that I used. So at first, I just kind of like put it in the back of the case, which, by the way, this is the reason why I love this case. Like, it seriously kind of just hides all of, you know, this cable management, because there's lots of PSU cables. And even if I was even if I'm not using all of the cables now, it still was a lot. As you guys can see, I'm getting all of these cables I plugged into the PSU, and I'm just putting it through one slot. Mind you, there's more than one slot on this case where you can, you know, actually have the cords go through in the case so you can get to the motherboard. There's ones on the top, there's ones on the side, there's some on the bottom, but for some reason I only saw the ones on the top. So it just started looking like this crazy abomination that eventually I had to actually tidy up, which I will do later in the video. Look at this, it doesn't even like close all the way, which is crazy that I'm looking at it right now. But yeah, this is basically as real as it gets. Like, I really didn't see what was going on and how many cables I really did have to use until Ren showed up. So shout outs to Ren. You know, he's a really smart guy when it comes to this stuff. He did this before I did, and you know, I really appreciate him for doing that. Again, this was all me. Like, he didn't do anything, and some things, like, I will probably mention later in this video, he told me to do, and I didn't do them because I did, like, it didn't make any sense At the same time, they say they have like friends while you build like your PC to like catch any mistakes, and yeah, I would definitely agree with that. All right, this is a very scary part too. Now, it's been a little bit, but now I gotta put in the the motherboard into the case. This is really scary because I think it's gonna be like all 3 screws. I think is gonna go through here. Let's do this, man. I'm scared. Oh god, I don't want to do this. Oh god, I do not want to break this motherboard. That'd be bad. Okay, here we go. Fuck. Oh my god, what is going on here? How am I supposed to get this in here? So honestly, this is really annoying. Like, I was actually kind of dropping a couple of screws every now and then with this. I actually dropped a screw when I was getting to like the left part of the motherboard. Screwing this in really made me realize like how big this motherboard is, because I thought this motherboard was going to be a lot smaller, but it's actually an adequate size for this case. I thought it was actually going to be too big. Like, the case was going to be too big for the motherboard, but this is basically like a match made in heaven to me. I don't know, maybe some other people would call it congested, but the cooling is still great, and the size and the space is still awesome. So I think it's still a win, in my opinion. Camera keeps dying. I should let it charge, but great thing about this screwdriver, it's magnetic. As you can see, it's a screw right there. This is the last screw for the motherboard to go into the case. I would definitely recommend getting like a magnetic screwdriver for stuff like this. This has definitely saved my life. Okay. And that should be it. Let me screw that in there. And it's done. I mean, it's not done. It's just the motherboard is now mounted inside of the case. I think I can finally sit down too. Yeah. Wow. Guys, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Before this camera cuts off because it's like dying from battery, look how it looks now. It looks so cool. Like, holy crap, I'm actually building this. This is crazy. I'll let my camera charge for a second. I'm gonna do a couple of like cable management and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. And I'll be right back. Alright, got a big update at this point. I stopped really vlogging everything because it's really hard just like, you know, filming and stuff at the same time. I don't know how I feel about these fans, honestly, but I actually started to tidy up everything a little bit. I decided to, well, not decided, but I got the, you know, the stuff for the case and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure this is some stuff like that. This is the front panel connector. I'm not sure what's going on with it. It looks like it's hanging out a little bit. It's like not fully seated for some reason. I don't know why. Let's try plugging it in. I have no idea why it's like this. I think I just found my problem. I think it's supposed to go right here. I think it goes like this. Oh, yeah, that feels a lot more secure, I think. I don't know. Is this secure enough? This is apparently supposed to be the front panel connector for like all this stuff right here, but hopefully it works. But yeah, basically HD audio. What is this again? This is the RGB lights and stuff like that. This is the USB-C stuff, I guess, right there. And then this is the 24, or not the 24, it's the, I forgot what it was actually.
It's one of those cables, right? I had to tighten up everything. This is a really good case, like the Monte King 95 Pro, because it has like all these like little things in the middle of it, so you can kind of hide your mess. Because if we turn it around, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more like crazy, actually. Well, actually, that's not as bad as I thought. I mean, I can definitely clean this up, but yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a mess. I'm going to try to get the pins, or not the pins, I'm going to start getting this back up in there. I hope I don't blow myself up, but I got to put in the PSU now. Got to figure out what cables and stuff I need for it. Hopefully it'll be okay, but yeah, let me just get the stuff in there. Guys, this is gonna be so cinematic. Oh my god. Okay, wait, I gotta put you down there. Hold on. Okay. Feast your eyes on the 5070 Ti. Oh, that looks nice. The fan, yeah, you're right. Right. Freak. Wait, gotta take this off. Freak. Okay. And it goes like right there, right? In the slot. Right, Ryan? It goes in like this slot right here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, chat. It's time for the moment that y'all probably have been waiting for. The GPU going into the motherboard. This is gonna be crazy. I think like this, I'll still be able to get to the... Hold on, actually. Wait, give me a second. Because, yeah, I'll still be able to get to the SSDs. Oh, what the frick? I dropped something. Okay. But, I've been waiting for this, personally, for a long time. So let's click this thing in. Crap. Shite. Okay. Here we go. Let's plug this thing right in here. Slide it. That's what they always say, just slide it in there. And nope. It's not going in. Wait, do I gotta remove these two?
Yes.
Okay, hold up. Moment of truth is gonna be paused. But yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. Jesus Christ. Where did it go? It's stuck in one of these fans now. Oh my god. One more bay, and then I think I can get this thing into the case. I said that twice now. Friend heard me say it twice, but the reason why he heard it say it twice is because I said it twice for the video, and it dropped again. Are you kidding me? Wait a... Oh. Did I do it? It snapped. I heard a snap. Did I do it? Ren, did I do it? Did I do it?
Yeah.
Okay. The bracket? What do you mean?
Yeah, behind.
Like this?
The casing. On the casing, you mean?
What do you mean?
On your...
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, that one. The bracket.
What do I do? Like, do I put...
On the top.
Put the top one on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me... It's the moment of truth. I just plugged in the PSU to the thing. And I'm incredibly nervous. I'm a little excited, but I'm really nervous right now. I got y'all. Alright. I'm gonna turn on my monitor. I don't know if I can turn it on before or after. Whatever. Guys, it's just get your chair out of the way. Alright, y'all. Here we go. Moment of truth. I've waited so many months for this. If it's not right, I'll fix it. But we'll see how this first goes. Turn the power on. Let's see what happens. It doesn't work.
It didn't work.
Oh, I didn't have it on. I didn't flip the switch. That's why.
Nigga!
I just flipped the switch now. Oh, I see light on my motherboard. I haven't turned on the thing yet, but I see that thing. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's time. It's time. It didn't work. Okay. It came on, but guess what happened?
What?
So I'll let you hear it. Hopefully you can hear.
What the hell? What is that?
I don't know.
So you guys are probably wondering what was going on with that fan noise, basically. So first and foremost, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, and obviously the lighting is not that good, so of course I couldn't see anything as well as I probably should have, which is probably something that definitely should be advised if you're actually going to build a PC, because stuff like this does happen. Now earlier I actually did drop a screw in this build a little bit ago. I was able to get it out. But I had actually unscrewed the fan, the third one that was on the bottom left of this build, and I had, left it up for some reason. So basically, the reason why the fan was actually sounding like that was, for one thing, the actual PCIe cable was actually kind of grinding up against the fan. Nothing serious, but also it was not fully screwed in. Though that one fan I was talking about was actually not fully screwed in, which is very unfortunate. Unfortunately, I know I'm being redundant by just saying that, but yeah, basically the screw itself wasn't just all the way in as it was supposed to, and I had to remove the entire GPU, which meant I had to remove the brackets once again. I had to take out the GPU, and the thing about GPUs is that you can't just literally just take it out like it's a normal thing. You have to kind of push a button on the side of it, and I didn't realize that you couldn't do that in this build. But there is a button for this particular motherboard that allows you to go back into that one part of the motherboard. Actually, it's very simple to get to. You could just literally squeeze your finger between the GPU and the cooler right there, and you could it's a very simple button. And you could actually release the GPU that way, because otherwise it's actually pretty impossible to really just get behind there and release it yourself. So I had to release the GPU, and then I had to get the brackets off, and then obviously I had to screw that fan all the way back in, of course, and that was actually pretty simple, not gonna lie. But then I had to put the GPU back on and the brackets as well, and I'm not gonna lie, I remember that giving me the most trouble, just because the brackets themselves, honestly, the screws just kept falling off. It wasn't too difficult. It was just the fact, in this case, I would definitely say to definitely get a really good, a good screwdriver with really good magnetism to it, because honestly that would have saved a lot of time for this build. Honestly, with that part, that bracket part, it's literally such a simple part, but honestly it was really driving me insane just having that screw fall again and again over every time. And then, you know, if it fell too much, if it fell enough and it got inside the fan again, I would have to remove the GPU again, and then I would have had to screw that. I would have to get it out the screw out the fan again, and then put the GPU back in there, and then get the brackets back on. Thankfully, the screw did not go right back into the fan, thank God. But still, this was one of the most frustrating parts of the build, honestly. I definitely recommend a really good screwdriver with good magnetism to it.
All right, let's turn this on. Test 4. No crazy fan noise. Fans are not spinning. Great. The CPU fans are spinning, not the frickin' case fans. Great. Test number 5. Alright, so let's see. Again. Oh. Test number 6. Oh, I'm in the BIOS menu. Holy crap.
Is the fan on?
Nope. Nope. None of them are on except the CPU fan. Alright. Test number 7. Test 8. Let me do this really quick. Test number 9. Please. Oh God. They're spinning, heck yeah, but they're.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, we finally got it. Everything works now. The fans are spinning. Nothing's grinding against the fans. It's like really cold actually in here now. We did it, guys. I really want to scream and yell, but people are asleep, so I can't do that. But we did it. We finally did it! Oh my god! Look at all the colors, dude! Ah, shit. Alright, guys. I'm gonna show you guys the boot again. I'm kind of done with this build, but I want to show you guys basically the boot stuff. Because I have a good couple of plans with this thing, and I'm gonna turn it on just for you guys. Obviously, you guys can see the logo in there. If I turn on the power, I gotta fix that. One of the cables gets caught in there. But yeah, it does boot. And I'm actually kind of waiting for it to come up actually right quick. It actually feels super cold, surprisingly. But I'm gonna try to see if I can get the thing to show up. It actually does take a little bit. For some reason, I probably should put that boot drive into it, because this is the boot drive I have Windows on. Let me just turn off this freaking monitor for a second. Oh, I don't even think it's
I don't even think it's actually plugged in. Oh my god. I did it again. There it is. Alright, let's see what we got here. USB devices total. We got 4 keyboards for some reason, 2 mice, 4 hubs, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte, i7 14700K, total memory. There's a lot of good stuff. New CPU has been installed, performing adjustments in the BIOS. Please press F5 to load the factory default settings. Press F5 and then press F1. There we go. Guess we're gonna go into the BIOS. Yep, here we go. I actually kind of have to do a couple of things here. So I got to I kind of feel like what's going on here. All the fans are spinning. I don't know what's going on with that. XMP. I'm pretty sure I have to enable that. But let me do all this stuff. This is kind of like boring, honestly, so I'm just gonna cut here for a second. So of course right here, I'm just taking out the SSDs, my 512 gigabyte SSD from my laptop, which is the main Windows drive, and my 1 terabyte SSD that I had in this drive. That I had the 1 terabyte SSD in like a computer before this computer. And actually the computer before that computer. So it's kind of old, I think. I'm not too sure how old it is. I actually might be misremembering. I do know it was on the last computer before this one, though. But yeah, I was just taking that from this. Alright guys, it's actually pretty late at night. This is about a couple of days, not really a couple, it's like a day later after I really built everything. Well, not really, I don't know. But I want to give like a little thing. First of all, I'm downloading a whole bunch of games, and you know, basically I'm just like trying to basically get a whole bunch of stuff on here, trying to get some things to work, trying to transfer some files and whatnot. This is how the build is actually going. I will show the completed version later. But it's pretty dang quiet. But what really freaked me out though was I heard this when it was on the table right here. I was actually hearing a sound, like this sound, and I thought it was coming from like the CPU or the GPU, and I thought I did something wrong because I was trying to mess with the freaking SSD so much. But it was actually different because like I didn't realize that noise that I thought was like the GPU or CPU was actually coming from here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it makes like a noise that is kind of like I thought that was the GPU because the case was right here and I thought it was coming, you know, from the PC, so it was coming from over there really. So come on, you gotta give me some credit here. I thought it was literally coming from the freaking PC. Fortunately it's not though. But the PC itself is silent. Like it's downloading a whole bunch of stuff right now, and it really does this a lot. Like it does this a lot even for like when, you know, there's not even when it like actually plays games. I actually turned off all the RGB because I'm actually about to go to sleep. If you couldn't hear from my voice, also I'm a little sick right now. Fuck. But I turned off everything because I'm about to go to sleep. But even under load, this thing sounds great. Like I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like nothing. Like this PC is so freaking quiet in comparison to even my last laptop that it wasn't even loud like at all. But like this is just like a gentle breeze. Like it is actually quieter than the fan that I use to sleep at just the first setting, which is crazy. I don't understand why this PC is just so efficient, and I swear it made my SSD, or not my SSD, but that's a hard disk drive, that's an HDD right there, an external one. I don't understand how that's not now quiet right now. Like it's actually writing some files from it to the PC, but it's really quiet too. I don't know what it is. It also maybe helps that this is really cool. Like if we look at the temps and stuff right now, CPU says it's about like 40 degrees right now. Basically is what it is. Not too sure what's going on here, but it's actually processing a whole bunch of things right now. I don't really want to dox myself, but it's processing a couple of things in the background. I'm still just so surprised on how efficient this is. Well, guys, it finally looks like the time has come. I have actually taken a little bit of a break from making this PC. Well, not really making this PC, but I've been taking a break from making videos about making this PC because I've been doing a lot of stuff in the background, and I think it's finally time for me to call this build complete. So this is basically going to be the last part of the video, and actually the part that I've actually been looking forward to the most. So I actually have my PC right here, just, you know, of course, just on my monitor, of course, you know, I got my applications on there, you know, there's some extra stuff that I'm working on, of course, but this is how it looks now, you know, and I got basically all of like my applications and everything back, so I can edit videos, I can play games. I haven't downloaded Blender or anything yet, but basically most of the stuff that I had before is now on here. So this is my my setup, and unfortunately only 1 terabyte doesn't work of my my case, but I'll explain that in another video on like why that doesn't work, but I'll have to get another one. But I still have 6.5 terabytes of storage on my computer. So, you know, I'm not really gonna get too much into this, but I've been benchmarking, I've been downloading games, I've been editing videos, and yeah. So this is my keyboard that I got. The first thing I got, this is that awesome keyboard that's all blue. It's not rainbow anymore, but it's an amazing looking keyboard, although it looks kind of bad on this camera for some reason, I guess because of the exposure. And then of course my Razer Balladisk, whatever you call it, right here, of course. It's a V3, whatever. It's a wired mouse. Didn't really trust the wireless. And of course I got this Razer Gigantus V2 mouse pad. I honestly just bought this from like a store for like $8, so I'm not sure how much it actually cost, but it was on a deal, so I don't really care. I have my old laptop there, so rest in peace. The 2 SSDs from that are in there now. The RAM's still in there, but it's only because it's not compatible with that, I'm pretty sure. The PC, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do have 4 of my controllers. I honestly have kind of given up on just having one specific controller. My favorite controller of all time is the PlayStation 4 controller, but the battery life is weird. Like, it's good sometimes and it's not good sometimes. I love the you know, the symmetrical sticks and all that stuff. I love the buttons, but the freaking USB port, I hate it. The stick drift, I hate that. I wish we would just have all of this controller without those downsides. And then I have a backup that, you know, I kind of custom made a little while ago, but yeah, that's another one. I also have my Switch Pro controller. I don't know why it's in pairing mode, it's not. But I love this controller, but I do not like the fact that the D-pad is right here. The sticks, I like them. I love this controller. I love how pressy the buttons are, but I seriously do not like where the D-pad is. And the fact that these triggers are not analog, I don't understand why that's not a thing. Maybe the Switch 2 Pro controller could actually be like that. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments. I recently also got back this PlayStation 3 controller. What is up with this outside stuff? Alright, sorry about that. Apparently there was traffic, and it's like I'm near a busy street right now, so fortunately. But I had the PlayStation 3 controller. I'm not sure how pairable it is with Windows nowadays, but I love this controller. The only thing is that the sticks are not as good as on that, and it doesn't have a touchpad. It does have gyro, at least, hopefully. Thank God. I mean, I know gyro's not really used. I don't really use it for aiming, but like if I wanted to play something like on the Wii, I would kind of like that. And also, I love the buttons. And also, I think this thing just straight up has a better battery life than pretty much this controller and that controller. I don't know about the Pro controller. That's another thing about the Pro controller that I like. It has a really great battery. But I think I've dawdled enough longer, too much longer, on talking about my controllers. I'm just talking about stuff I use on my PC. I haven't actually set up the PlayStation 3 controller yet. But now it's finally time for this bad boy. I don't know. You guys should know the specs at this point. I already kind of talked about them. If you don't know my specs, then I'll put in the link description down below. But yeah, everything is amazing, guys. Like, this computer is freaking super quiet. It's super efficient. It actually, on the camera, it shows more of the fan. Like, I can't actually see how those fans are spinning with my actual eyes, but the CPU cooler fan is awesome. It's amazing. The fans in the, this actual whole thing is actually pretty good. The GPU is nice. It's, it actually has good temps. The CPU in general, the fans actually work despite like my real estate. Like I said, it's right. The fan for the CPU is right on top of the RAM. I actually kind of like how it does show on this camera, but the CPU fan is right on top of the RAM stick. But so like it's not actually leveled with the other one, but it doesn't seem to be a problem actually. Besides that, though, I mean, everything else is pretty good. I mean, the SSDs are down there, and it's run some pretty good temps. Also, right now, it's since I'm basically outside, and it's cold outside right now, it's got some pretty good temperatures. I'll do that. I'll show that like in the video where I show and talk about my PC build more. But the temps are great. Also, of course, you got the Wi-Fi antenna over here. It's got Wi-Fi 7, but I don't really have a Wi-Fi 7 router, unfortunately not right now, but probably soon. Of course, I got some cords back there. My Ethernet's not plugged in, but when I stream, I usually plug it in. And of course, I have my microphone, and that's just plugged in right there. I don't know why. I mean, it's this awesome thing. If you don't know what this microphone is, it is an AKG P420, and that is an M audio interface. I'm not sure how good pairing these two things are, but it's worked for me. I had some audio issues where my microphone actually kind of basically was going like in and out, like the volume would get lower the more it peaked, but that might just be a normal thing. I have kind of actually I kind of rectified that by just staying farther away from this because it is a condenser in the microphone, but yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, also, it's got it's got a USB-C port and 2 USB ports. I actually use the USB-C port for like stuff like my phone, stuff like that. But basically, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, there's really nothing on the other side. I mean, there's more of like a vent here. But yeah, it's a pretty big boy. And also, you guys might be wondering, why did you put it on top of this case or this thing right here? Now, actually, what's inside this box is actually another PC case, but I didn't want to use it because I thought it was shite. So I'm not using it. So I use it as a stand because I'm not sure how comfortable I am just putting my PC on like the bare floor because it's like a carpet and you got rubbish right there. But like basically this carpet I'm not really too sure about, static electricity and all that stuff. So I just put it on top of this box and I think it looks actually pretty okay. Of course, this PC does look better in real life because the PC also is just, again, the exposure is just too much. I don't know what's going on, honestly. But now it's finally time to take off the sticker that has been, actually, give me a second. I'm pretty sure this is the only sticker on this thing. I mean, I'm not too sure, but now it's finally time to peel this bad boy off. Oh yeah, that has been on there for months. And now, guys, we have my PC. Seriously, I wish I could change the exposure, but I'll show it in some images that I took of this thing that I, of course, I'll just actually edit it in post or take pictures of it. But yeah, obviously the case also has a mesh panel. I took off the glass panel because I don't understand the point of, like, I know it's supposed to look like seamless and cool, but I'm not really a fan of like fish tank cases in the first place. I only really got this one because it's the one that actually does kind of look cool, and I wanted more airflow, so I just put it on there, honestly, and I think it actually looks better than the glass. The glass makes it look like it's trying too hard to be sexy. I don't know, just trying to show too much of its components just sounds stupid to me. But yeah, basically the GPU is in there. God, you can barely see anything, but yeah, everything looks pretty good. I freaking love this thing. I'm very proud that I actually made this thing, and yeah,
I don't really know what else to really say. I mean, I basically just made, I'm trying to like kind of pose near the computer or whatever, but that's not really gonna work because it's like super bright and exposure. But yeah, guys, I have made my first PC. The reason why I'm not really going too much crazy or I'm not getting too loud is because I can't, because people are in the house, and I hate that because I hate not being loud. But yes! We finally did it, guys. 11-year-old me, you finally did it. You finally built that thing that you've always wanted to do. And now, you know, you can make anything that you want. You can play whatever you want. You can watch whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. I look at this PC like it is a freaking awesome like home station. That's why it's called the KamStation. Not just as a parody of like a PlayStation, but it's where I can have like my videos, my I can watch movies, I can play games, I can make art, I can do basically a lot of things on this thing. And I love that. Like I love just having something that I personally built and having it be the station of a lot or most of my hobbies, interests, work, like all of that stuff. Anything that has to do with me, it's hosted on this very computer. And I love that concept because it's awesome. I've always wanted something like that. And yeah, my other computers were the same thing, but they weren't as powerful and as intense and basically as homey, I would say, as this thing is. And I am very proud of myself for doing this. I've gotten praise from some people saying like, oh man, you finally built the PC. And it's like, yeah, I finally did. But I will acknowledge that every time I talked about this thing, no one really like cared about it. I mean, I've had some friends that were just like, woo, cool. But there was a lot of other people that were like, oh yeah, you're building the PC and stuff like that. And it's just like, now it's just like, oh man, you actually built it. And apparently there were some people talking about me too. But the point of the matter is that no one really believed in me all that much. I mean, I know it's just a computer, it's just a material object and all, but no one really believed in me until like it was actually finished. And I find that very poetic in a lot of different ways. I'm not saying that everybody did this. Like, again, like I said, there was a couple of people in my life that actually were like, woohoo, when are you going to build it? And all this other stuff. And I was playing on my Steam Deck for so long, too. And I was basically just forced to make videos on old laptops and other types of devices and stuff just so I could, you know, get by. But also, you know, what I really appreciate about myself is the fact that I was able to even do that in the first place. Sometimes if I didn't have, like, I could have just completely stopped and like not did anything at all, but I still kept going. I still kept wanting to build this thing. I still kept wanting to train track wise and build this computer and all this other stuff. And I kept making videos. I just didn't ever stop. I never let the tools that I had, the inconvenience in my life actually completely affect me. And I am really, really proud of myself for that, actually. And I love the fact that I was able to document most of this journey. I loved it. And the fact that I'm actually able to look at this blue, awesome machine that is the KamStation now, it puts a really big smile on my face. So, yeah, guys, if you guys have been following me for the KamPC build, thank you for actually following me throughout this time. Just as a note of advice, if you guys want to build your own PC, just be careful, do your research, you can do it. It just takes a matter of patience, a good amount of, you know, again, like, you know, like another thing is like money, I would say, but you don't need as much money to build my PC. I was just going insane because I felt like I deserved it and I needed it and I just wanted to. But you could definitely build a very decent PC for a lot less, like probably under $1,000 if you want to get crazy, and for something pretty decent, like probably something like $1,000, maybe $1,500 or something, right? And you gotta understand, like, you know, you're able to play a whole bunch of games, a lot of PlayStation 5 games that are coming to PC. You're able to basically play a lot of older games too. You're able to work
and have a little central hub for some stuff. But that's not everyone's cup of tea. Honestly, at this point, I probably would consider getting something like a Steam machine, or if the PlayStation 5 was good, maybe I would have actually gotten that. But besides that, I don't think anyone should be really intimidated by building a PC, and they should definitely assess if they should, but I don't believe it's that bad, and you don't have to be terribly knowledgeable about computer parts, even though I definitely got there. But yes, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and hopefully you guys liked how the PC came out. Again, if you guys wanted to let me know anything that I did wrong or anything concerns, I'm definitely open to hear those things at any time or whatever. But yes, guys, with that being said, thank y'all for watching. If you guys like this video, like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you hated it, then tell me in the comment section down below. But with that being said, guys, thank y'all for watching. Have a good night or day whenever you're watching this, and as always, Johnny.